Masechta Bava basra, Daf Samach Ches Amud Aleph. We're starting from 3 lines in the top. In the Mishnah we had learned about Hamoicha Beis HaMerchatz. Stam, he didn't specify what he's selling. So we spoke about only those things that are Kvim Karka are included in the sale. Anything that's not Kvim Karka, like Metalfim, is not included. If he said Hu B'chol Mash B'Seichei, so we said anything that is exclusively for the Beis HaMerchatz is sold. Anything that's not is not included in the sale. If he added V'chol Tashmishav, the extra words V'chol Tashmishav Ani Meichalach, then he's selling even those things which are not exclusively for the Beis HaMerchatz. For instance, that the firewood was used for personal needs aside from the Beis HaMerchatz. So in such a case, if he didn't say the extra words V'chol Tashmishav, so the storehouse with the firewood would not be included. Unless he said the extra words V'chol Tashmishav, then it would be included. There was this person who said to his friend, Beis Habad V'chol Tashmishav Ani Meichalach. He said the Beis Habad that Allah pressed, and he added the extra words V'chol Tashmishav, and all its accessories I'm selling to you. There were those stores that were attached to the Beis Habad that were selling wine, those stores, and bread and other things. And they spread out the sesame seeds in order to dry them up to make oil from it in the Beis Habad. So, but the iked tashmish of those stores were for selling bread, for wine. But in addition, they also spread out the shumshamim, the sesame seeds, also to dry up, to be able to crush it for oil. The Meicha came before Rabbi Yosef to deal with this. If the stores are included in the sale, because he claimed it was, because they were using it to make oil. Rabbi Yosef answered, Tanit, we learned this in the following, but I say, if the Meicha said to Lekeich, Beis HaMerchatz, and he added the extra words, V'chol Tashmishavani Meichalach, and all the accessories I'm selling to you, Alei Kulam Mechurah. So all the things that are used for the merchatz, even those things that are not exclusively used for the merchatz, are included in the sale. If so, the same thing is here by the Beis Habad, with all the stores next to it. When he adds the words V'chol Tashmishav, we have to say he included even those stores which are not exclusively used for the sesame seeds to crush to make oil out of it, but it's used for even the sale of bread and wine. Nevertheless, it's included. Just like we said by the Beis HaMerchatz, when we said the Chol Tashmishav, it included even those that were not exclusively accessories for the Beis HaMerchatz. Abaye said on the psak of Rabbi Yosef that he said it's included. Rabbi had said they're not included in the sale. The stores are not included. Only Ravashi said, Chazina, we look. If he said the Beis Habad together with the extra words V'chol Tashmishav, Ani Meichalach, all the accessories I'm selling to you, and then he added the Ilam Matzana. He added writing all the boundaries of including the stores that were around the Beis Habad, Kani, then he's Kaina. So if he has these two conditions of writing the Chol Tashmishav and then putting the stores as part of the boundaries of the sale, then it's included. But if one of the conditions are missing, let's say he didn't write the Mitzarim, he didn't write the boundaries. He just said the Chol Tashmishav, then it's not included. Like Kani, he's not Kaina. Or the reverse. The Rashbam says that if he wrote the boundaries around the stores, but he didn't add the words V'chol Tashmishav, so we're going to say the boundaries, he over-exaggerated it, but only because to pinpoint where the Beis Habad is, that's the part that he's selling it. So we learned one who sells a ear stam, and he doesn't detail what he's selling. He sold the houses together with it. The Rashbam tells us, of course, a chutz is included because a ear pertains to land and the open space. The chiddush is, and the reason why I didn't say button, because the chiddush about chatzera is because the chiddush is about button, that even the houses that are upon the land is included in the sale of the city, and so too by So to the pits, the ditches, and the caves, and the bathhouses, and the dovecotes, Beis Abad, and Beis Hashachim, and the Bible press. Beis Hashachim, the Gemara will explain what it is. Avaloi as a metaltlin. So all those items are included in the sale. Avaloi as a metaltlin, but not the metaltlin, the movable items that are in the city are not included in the sale. So the Ashbam says even the metaltlin that are needed for the houses of the city, like oven or stove, are not included in the sale. And how much more so, of course, the Rashbam says that the chitim, sa'idim, the kesef, azav, the barley, the wheat and the barley and the silver and the gold, they're not kli tashmishay of the meicha, so that's not included in the sale. But in the time that he said, this city is sold to you, city and everything that's in it, even if there were they're all included in the sale. So the Gemara will explain, the Rashbam says that the kavanah of the Mishnah, when it says even behema and avadim, the Gemara will explain because behema avadim is different type of metaltalin. They move around, so they're not really bottled to the ground. So what it said is not included in the sale. Kamashman that it's included in the sale. One who sells a city has included, he has sold the santer. And the Gemara will explain what santer means. So the Gemara the son of Ravav said Ravashi, we can learn out from this Mishnah, Abda Kimitaltal Dami, Abda has a din like Metaltalin. The Kimikako Dami, because if the Mishnah had thought Abda is like karka nizdab magam masa, then it should be sold together with the city. Why does the Mishnah say only if he said he v'chol mash v'seicha, then the avadim are included in the sale with the city? If avadim has a din like karka, even without saying he v'chol mash v'seicha is included in the sale, even without saying those words, why does the Mishnah say only if he says those words it's a sale? And the kasha is even more so. So 1 minute. The kasha is, so you see, it has a din like metaltalin, and that's the chiddush to tell you that to tell you that the metaltalin is, even though normally it wouldn't be sold if he didn't specify he v'komash v'seicha, but if he says he v'komash v'seicha, metaltalin vadim which are metaltalin are included in the sale. So we have a problem. The Gemara later on that had a suffix. I'll be marked them first. Min ha'teira, I'll say din teira. Surely avadim have a din like karka, because avadim are compared to karka from the pasuk is nachaltem oislev nechem acharechem l'reshes achuza, and we learn out that all the dinim of the benegate, all the dinim of the teira, avadim have a din like karka. But the Gemara later on has a suffix. What's if he was using the lashon of bnei adam? Because mitzad lashon bnei adam, avadim has a din like metaltalin. Lamashli, he said, "Kol metaltali ani maklim lepleni." All my metaltalin, I'm being makta to that person. Are avadim included in this sale? And the two sides of the suffix is: do we look at only benegate din avadim is considered as karka mitzad hakesh, or do we say since in Lashon Bnei Adam they're called metaltalin, so they're included in metaltalin? If you use the lashon of kol metaltalin, which is when somebody uses the lashon kol metaltalin, the kavanah when a person uses it, or the lashon of a normal person includes avadim in such a thing. Or do we say no? Even by the lashon bnei adam, when they say metaltalin, they're referring to the hekesh, that it means only karka. And the Gemara had a shaila, and the Gemara didn't answer. L'chayda from here, from this Mishnah, we see befeidish that avadim have a din like metaltalin, because the Mishnah said only if he added the words he v'komash v'seicha, the avadim are going to be included in the sale. If not, it's not like karka; it wouldn't be included in the sale. So you see, it's obviously like metaltalin. So the Gemara says, "Nishkenai velamai avdek metaltalin dami." If we're going to say aved is like metaltalin, I'm going to ask my afilu. What is this lashon? Even avadim are going to be included in the sale if he added the words he v'kol mash v'seicha. the city together with what's in it. If Avadim have a din like metaltalin, how is it any different than other metaltalin? Why did the Mishnah use the word afilo? To tell you, shiny by metaltalin to tell you that in metaltalin there's two gedarim. The metaltalin that do not move and they're bottled to the karka, and therefore it's included in the sale. But avodim which are metaltalin that move around, avodim behemoths, I would say it's not included in the sale because it's not bottled to the carcass. It comes the Mishnah and tells us a chidush that even though they move around, they're still included in the sale. So if you want it, once you're already going on that, I can tell you it's not for sure metaltli. I can tell you I feel of them kimir kakoyinami. And nevertheless, only if he uses he v'komash v'seich, it's included in the sale. Because which karka do we say is included in the sale when somebody sells a city, when it's karka that don't move around? But the karka that moves around, that's not included in the sale. It's only if he said he v'komash v'seich, it's included in the sale. So you don't have any more proof if it's has a din like metaltli or karka. I feel they have the karka dummy. I'm saying in the inside now. You can even say it has a din like mekarka. Like karka, shiny bein karka the night, and the karka the night. There's a chiluk between karka that moves around and karka that doesn't. I would say when he says that I'm selling the bias, he had in mind only those that are for your meir, such karka that doesn't move around. Not enough of them that can move from place to place. They're not included. Now we learned in the Mishnah one who sells a city has sold a samter. But my samter, what is samter? Here in Bava, they teach bamach banisa. Evet, that's a memuna to write out the tchumim of each person's field, to tell him from where is his field. And this cannot be sold without the city cannot be sold without this person telling who surveys and tells everybody which field up to where is his field. It's referring to the fields that surround the city. The one that says who's a mamun for sure. He says this is that as mostly air which is from Kaima sold together with the city. But the one that says bagi, that Santa means the studies that's around the city. I would say only the city, the fields which are set in one place are sold together with the city. But the Avid who's a member on the Tchumim, who can go from place to place, Lemistam is not included because he comes and goes, he moves around. Now we learned in the Mishnah, in the words of the Tanakama, one who sells a city, he has sold, included the houses. Beis Habadim, Beis Hashlachim, he has included the Al-Press and the Beis Hashlachim. So, my Shlachim, what does Shlachim mean? So, you want a Bagi. Bagi means the sons that's around the city, and they are called Beis Hashlachim because they need the rain. And the coming down of the rain is called Shlichis because it sends down the water min Hashemayim to water the earth. They see, like it says in the Pasik, in the that the water is sent to the outside. And we say from this Pasik, we learn out that the Yirid section is called the Lashon Shiluach because for the Gilul Tfuah is needed the rainwater. It's understood that Santas, they have that's on the boundaries. Tanakama Bagim is Dabni. So the Tanakama says that the studies that are surrounding the city were sold together with it. But the Avid whose Memunah the Tchumim was not sold together with the city because he can go from place to place. And Amshimil came to say and argue, I feel Ba'mach even the Avid whose Memunah the Tchumim not missed up, that it's also going to be sold together with the city, but according to the one that says Santas, this that's around the fields, Akasha, Tanakami Nami Achikama. The Tanakama also said that it means the field surrounding the city. So what does Rabbi Shimon Gamliel come to add with his words? If you're going to say Santa and Bagi, Santa is Bagi, And Beis HaShalchan is also bagi. So the Tanakhama and Shimon Gamliel, Lamaisa, is saying the same thing. The bagi is included in the sale of the city. So it's a kasha. What does Shimon Gamliel come to add on the words of the Tanakhama? Sagt die Gemara, mi sabris. Do we then think my shlach bagi? Do we then think what does shlach mean? The field surrounding the city? No, that's not the Piddush. My shlachin ginuyosa. What is shlachin? Ginuyosa, which means gardens, which is around the city. The ginas that grow, the atzepri, which are found next to the city, and they are called Beis HaShalchan because of the eitzim that are in them. In these gardens give off the payers every year, like it says Shenema, like it says Shlachai Padas Himayim, your land Shlachayich are an orchard of pomegranates. So you see that the gardens referred to here would typically contain groves of fruit trees, like the one that's mentioned in the pasuk. So you see, and therefore they have more of a connection to the city, more than the fields that are giving off tfuah. So according to this Piddush, the Tanakhama is coming to tell you that the ginos, the gardens who have more of a connection to the city, are sold with the city. But the sadis which are surround the field are not sold because they are made to walk through it. I'm sorry. They're only made. They're not made to walk through. I'm sorry. The pardes are made. The gardens are made to walk through it. But these fields that give off tfuah are not made to walk through it. It's only to give off tfuah, to grow tfuah, and it's not considered as part of the city. Those places where you walk through the city, through the gardens, have a very similarity to the land of the city. But it's not. Well, Rabbi Shimon Gamliel came and argued that even the fields that give off tfuah and people don't spazier, walk around over there like you're walking in a city, so it's a little bit not disconnected to the city. Nevertheless, Naman Mizdavni is included in the sale. Ikli Ami others say so that the Bnei Beis Hamedrash had taught my shlachim what's shlachim gin yosa. Those gardens that give off fruits that are found next to the city. Is bishleim lamandi yama bagi. According to the Mandiyama, that says Santum means those fields that are surrounding the city. So the Tanakhama do Yosim Istam. So the Tanakhama says the gardens are sold. They're similar to the city because it's made also to shpatzir, to walk around over there. A bagi, the sadis that are surrounding the city, which is not made only to grow tfuah, not for people to be able to walk around there. I would say it's not included in the city according to the Tanakhama. And Shimon Gamliel came to add, I feel a buggy that even those fields that are surrounding the city, which is not made to tour around there, walk around there, and it's not similar to the city, is still included in the sale. Only according to the Manda Omar. That sound is that's Memunah Tchumim. So is it then right to explain the machlekes in the following way? You're going to say the Tanakhama says Dafka gardens, which is very similar to the city because you walk in them and it also gives off fruits. So that's considered part of the sale. And Shimon Gamliel comes to answer that the Eved of Amunah, the Tchum, is also included in the city. According to this, the words of Rabbi Shimon Gamliel has nothing to do with the Tanakhama. It's a totally different topic. One is talking about fields, and the other one is talking about Eved. He should have said l'chatchila that one who sells the city sold the fields, and then afterward add that he also sold the Eved Hamamunah with the Tchumim. Then the gardens would have fit in. Sagt die Gemara, "Mis my shlachen g'niyayisa." Do we then say that shlachim means a garden? No, that's not what it means. My shlachim, rather, what does the shlachim mean? Bagi, it means the sadis that are supposed to here, which is called Beis HaShlachim. because the chsiv v'shelech mayim al pnei chutzes, like it says, and he sends shelech melashon sending water upon the outlying areas. So it's a lashon shlichus, like we said, the Eibishter sends down the rain from Shemayim to water the fields. According to this Piddush, the Tanna Kama says even the sadis, these sadis are sold together with the city. Al ba'machba, these salim is not. But Eved who's memunah on the tchumim, that's not included in the sale. Hashem Shemigam Yelabeima, Hashem came to say, now feel about machba, that even the Eved who's memunah on the tchumim is also included in the sale, is included with the sale of the city. Dr. Gemara Tashma, come learn, I'll bring you a raya from the following Baraisa. The Samta is not sold with the city. Kulmus, which is the scribe of the king, who's a mamunah to write how many fields and houses and people in order to know exactly how much the tax is for the officer of the city. So that's he had to record the number of fields, houses, and people, so that the correct amount of taxes would be paid from each category to the Tsar, to the ruler of the city. So that person is sold together with the city. My love, is it then that we have to say that the Brais is comparing the two together? Midat Kumis Gavra, Santa Navigavra. From this that he put on Kumis together with Santa, obviously is that both, just like on Kumis is referring to a person, so too is Santa referring to the person. So you better know, Bibi here, yeah. Do you have to say? Well, you're not mechuyev to say that compared to each other. What's the raya from here? The Brais can learn two different categories. Here you're talking about a Santa, which is a dava on its own. It could be the fields, and Akumas could be the person. It says, you want to be Matsamra Haki. Could we then say that this that Yehuda said Santer is not sold together with the city, is referring to the fields that surround the city, is not going to be sold with it, with the city? But Katani Seifa. But at the end of the Brais we learned Avaloi, but he didn't sell Shiyara. Shiyara, he didn't sell the suburbs of the city. I'm sorry, Shiyara, the remnants. One who sells a town didn't sell the remnants of the city. And the Gemara will explain what's the Shiyara. But Laban Nisan, he didn't sell the villages that are connected to the town, the suburbs. Nor did he sell the enclosures of the animals, birds, or fish. So, V'amrina, and we said that the explanation is, my Shiyara. What does Shiyara mean? The Shiyara Shalayir. So he says, Bizli. My Bizli, Rabbi Abba, Piski money. It means that a piece of land, a large field, which is right next to the town, and on that big plot field there were a number of small pieces of land that were separated from the city because of the rocky area. Says the Gemara. So what do we say? So Amar Rabbi Yabba Piski Bagi, those Piski. I'm sorry. So the Gemara Piski Bagi Udalan is Namni. So what are we referring to that is not included in the sale when he sells the city? Those that are separated, those pieces of land that are separated from the border of the city because of the rocky grounds that separate them, so they're not connected to the city. But those Sundays, if they're close to the city and there's nothing being mafsik between the city and those fields or those pieces of land, obviously it's included. And if you're going to say the Hirav Rabbi Yehuda in the beginning of the Brisa that the Sant is not it's sold at all together with the city, means those Sundays that are close to the cities are not sold. The beginning of the Brisa is a stira to the end of the Brisa. So obviously, so it's a kasha. Zog the Gemara. So you come again. Let's conclude. So from the part of Rabbi Yehuda's statement that the fields surrounding a town are sold together with the town. We see beferish that the only reason why it wasn't sold because there was a separation, but if it was connected to the city, it would be sold to the town. So therefore, when Rabbi Yehuda stated that Santer is not sold, what is he referring? Cannot be referring to the fields surrounding the city, because we see from his Fedish here, he holds that it is sold. You have to reverse the shitas, the words of Rabbi Yehuda. That Rabbi Yehuda, Santa Mocho, he says Fedish that the Santa, he has to, not the shitas, to reverse the words between Santa and Ankumas. Rabbi Yehuda says that the Santa is sold together with the city. Ankumas ain't a Mocho. But the Ankumas is not going to be included with the sale. Could you then say Rabbi Yehuda holds like Rabbi Shimon Gamil that a Santa gets sold together with the city? Well, Rabbi Yehuda can have abundance for the lay. We know from the words of the Brais over there is Muchach that Rabbi Yehuda holds like the Rabbanon who argue on Rabbi Shimon Gamil. The Ketani say because we learned in the end of the Braisa, not the remnants nor the suburbs are included in the sale. But Rabbi Shimon Gamil, he says that a person who sold a ear stam, machar b'nei Sarah, he did sell the suburbs. The Tanya that we learned in the Braisa, loy machas b'nei Sarah, and we learned in the Braisa, one who sells a city did not sell the suburbs, but look, Rabbi Shimon Gamil did include the suburbs. So here it comes out that Rabbi Yehuda holds like the Rabbanan. We know that Rabbi Yehuda holds that in the Sefer it says, "Aval loy macha loy she'er aval loy b'nei Sarah." According to Rabbi Shimon Gamil, the b'nei Sarah is sold. So obviously, Rabbi Yehuda holds like the Rabbanan. Rabbi Yehuda said like Kaval Seder Chada Pala Levechada. We say Rabbi Yehuda holds like Rabbi Shimon Gamil in one din that what the Santa gets sold together with the city, and he argues on a different din that according to Rabbi Yehuda, the suburbs of the city are not sold together with the city. And Rabbi Shimon Gamil holds that even the suburbs of the city is sold together with the city. We learned in the Braisa and not the enclosures of the fish. I'm sorry, the chayes, oifes, and the birds and the fish. We learned in the following Braisa, if the town being sold had suburbs, then the halach is that it would not the kfarim, the villages that are smuchim to it, and the suburbs are not sold together with the city, since they are distant from the city and they have their own names, so you cannot consider it as part of the city. But what if he had one part? Meaning, if the town had one section in the sea, and let's call it an island, that was separate from the main part of the town, or if the town had one section on land that was separate from the main part of the town. So he brings down that the Braisa gave these two cases in which one part of the town was separate from the rest of the part. In the first case, the separate section was on an island, set apart from the rest of the town by water. There was water separating. And in the second case, the separate section was set apart by a stretch of land that was uninhabited. In both cases, these separate sections are sold with the town. And it's not similar to the suburbs, which are not sold with the town. For these sections are identified as part of the town whereas the suburbs have a separate identity. Let's call it separate identity. So you mother loikash. Oh, 1 minute. Oh, Yeshayu. Le'ir barim shel chayba shel eifis shel dagim arei elu nashavim chilek ba'ivim karamima. But the enclosures of the chayas of the chayas eifis and dagim, they are included in the sales. So this brayse establishes that barim, the enclosures, are sold together with the city, and the previous brayse said they're not sold together with the city. So if you want to lay kasha, this is not a kasha. The Nagir Kahaya Lagav, that the opening of these enclosures are in facing the city. So since it's towards the city, so it's included as it's part of the city. This Braisa that is establishing that the Biborim, the enclosures, are not included with the cities. Nagir Kahaya Lavar, that the opening was towards the outside. And since it refers to a case where the enclosures were opened outward, away from the town, so therefore it's not, again, if they were open toward the town, they are part of the town. But otherwise, since it's opened michutz la'ir, out of the town, it's not part of the town. Thank you. What about Katani? But in the first brayse we learned, he has not sold the forests that are set aside for the use of the town, and these forests were open to the town, and still they're not sold together with the town, we said. So if you want to say, you have to learn the pshat, is hamuksin. Say the hamuksin hayemena. He has not sold the forests that are set aside from the town. They open away from the town. He learns, the pshat is, Lafiza, that he learns that the bibim were not open to the town it was from, but they were not psuch la'ir, and they were not set to be used for the city. So therefore, it's not considered as part of the city, and that's why it's not included in the sale.